to participate. Please note the City Council will not respond to any viewpoint or question during this time. It is strictly your opportunity to be heard. If anyone in the audience would like to come forward, now is your opportunity to do so. Please. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. My name is Victoria Maxwell. I reside at 2821 Saul Street here in South Daytona. A little bit about me: I am a private home-based business owner and have been for over 25 years. My intention going forward: I am a director of a nonprofit and also a marketing company. I want to state for the record, I began the process to begin lawful business operations back in January. And at this time, I am still not up and running because I have a restricted BTR issued by the city. The next set of questions are pretty generic, and this applies to every home-based business within the city confines. So the question I have: who within the city is responsible for reviewing business tax receipt application and ensuring that it is in compliance with Florida statutes 559.955? Who then evaluates the applications? Who imposes conditions? And who determines whether they are all in compliance with HB 403 and our home-based protections? Once a business tax receipt is issued, how does the city make sure that the restrictions placed on home-based business don't go beyond what you're legally allowed to do under state law? Thirdly, when a resident or a business owner informs city staff that a business tax receipt condition may conflict with state law, do you have a process that's in place to address it? What is the formal process for appeal or challenging BTR restrictions? And where can that process be found in writing or publicly available? Fourth, when the city receives correspondence from a licensed attorney representing a resident or a business owner, what's the formal process for handling it? Who is notified? How is it documented? And what's the protocol for responding? These are not complicated questions. They're just basic governing. There are protections that are in place. The restrictions that were listed for my A.J. Maxwell Educational Foundation, for my Cut Above Designs marketing, were specifically written for my business. That is in violation of Florida statutes and protections. Aside from that, recently I requested a public records request, just a very standard. I wanted copies of all the BTRs issued by the city for home-based business. And I was rather surprised. The first response that I received was an invoice totaling $129 for administrative work and for someone to review. I had to come down in person to explain, and it's very straightforward. It's not ambiguous at all. I did, and Julia, I believe it was Julia, she was wonderful. She was able to provide me what I needed in less than 10 minutes. And what I requested was copies of BTRs issued, home-based businesses. Now, I have 36 in my hand. And each of them have restrictions tailored, restrictions that appear to violate your limits. You have overstepped your reach. Florida statutes are very, very clear, 559.955, including no customers on site and office use only. Each one of these BTRs have it. My concern, and some of you know, I'm considering putting my hat in for city council. I'd rather work with the city to address these issues, because these are big issues. Mine are a bit more extensive, but they are big issues. And I'd rather work with you to ensure that home-based businesses are protected and there is no liability for the city. It opens you up. One thing, I'm going to bring it back to myself, because this is an ongoing issue for the Castle property. Some of you may not like it. We didn't build it. We came in, we fixed it. My husband and I have worked tirelessly to receive a certificate of occupancy, to clean up the neighborhood. But I'm curious, and I want to know exactly, under what code enforcement did you all issue me a property violation in December of 2024? I was still under construction. I was 2 years away from CO. What escalated that matter to invoke city attorney, resulting in sending me certified correspondence to myself, to the previous owner, to my husband, and no less threatening foreclosure of my property for land use violations. With that, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.